What's going on, card game enthusiasts? Scott Seven, your Guildmaster here for Players Guild, and today we have kind of an industry-changing announcement from Bandai. Battle Spirits is returning for a second go at the Western market. This game has gone on for many years in Japan after its English release. And just like the Duel Masters equivalent, I guess you could try and make that comparison. But that's not all. So we're going to go over the teaser trailer, the reveal trailer even. We're going to go over the website. We're going to go over the initial products that they have to offer. Some thoughts and opinions on why this is such a big announcement from Bandai. Now, this is their fourth card game that will be coming next year alongside, obviously, Dragon Ball, Digimon, One Piece this year, and then next year, Battle Spirits Saga. And there's a whole reason we'll get into that in just a minute. But first things first, let's go over the trailer. Let's see what we can decipher. Oh boy, I didn't expect this, and I'm very excited to experience what they have. So, Bandai, obviously. And first things first, we're going to break this down. We're going to have a look at some of these cards. So, I've never actually played Battle Spirit, but from what I hear, it's very fun, very engaging, and very intuitive. But can we just talk about these insane looking cards, right? We have Supernova Dragon, Siege Worm Nova. Like, you guys know us for Dragon Ball, right? You kind of understand. If you don't, we do mainly Dragon Ball on this channel. But like, one thing I absolutely adore is like the over the top naming conventions of cards sometimes you see in Dragon Ball. And then we get stuff like this. I'm already in for the ride. We got Lightning Beast Emperor Thunder Zed Leon, which, you know, that's cool. And then Phantom Beast King Reen, maybe, can't really see. It does look like Reen, and he really looks like an Amaterasu type, which is badass. Almost like Kiru Babylon from Shaman King. Nope, card captors. But yeah, obviously we can see what may be a cost in the top left. We've got some numbers underneath, like orbs underneath it. There's 6 there, so it's definitely not the same number as the one in the top left. All of them on Supernova Dragon Siege Worm are red. On Thunder Beast, there is 3 red, 2 blue, and then on Beast King Green, it looks like there's 5 red, so 5 yellow. Sorry, I can do colors. We have the spirit is seeming to be in the top left. This one is a Valiant Hero Star Dragon, Ancient Dragon by the looks of things in the for Thunder Zedlian. It's going to be pretty hard to decipher what they say in the background, to be honest. But we've got offering cost of 6 or more / void. After playing this card, summoning cost, you must remove all of its cores. So again, I don't know what that means per se right now, but I'm excited to learn. And for those who are thinking, wow, this seems like quite a lot to throw you straight away, I think that's intentional for what they're going to announce later in this video. But like, I love seeing cards popping out of their art like this After Effects style imagery. It's one of the coolest techniques you can do, I think, in terms of showing off cardboard. Then we go up to some of, I mean, look at this. This is fantastic here. Grand Underworld Tria Quinn Meduke. Like, oh, that's inspired. That is inspired, in my opinion. We've got Tria Barok Balder. I'm so tempted to say Bardock in the background there. And Dread Knight Nemesis, which we'll talk about him in just a few. But yeah, absolutely killer looking cards. So yeah, 14 years of card game history in Japan. So this game's been going for 14 years in Japan. Now this is my favorite things we'll get into right here. I love mechs. It's my one true passion that we don't see enough of in the card game space. And then we have Dualgun Mechlord Dielm Dani. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. His Ultimate Reborn mobile weapon. This game does have crossovers with Mobile Suit Gundam. And who knows if this is teasing it, I don't know. But it's pretty cool. And then we have also Mech World Worm Yourmonger? Impossible to read that last bit on set, unfortunately. I mean, I'm sure these cards are already pre-existing, so as soon as I can find a nice database, we can definitely go and look through and see what these cards do. And then I'm obviously going to try and learn as much as the gameplay as I can, because I'm a gameplay person. We get this lovely CD render of what looks to be a ball shot dragon. I know it's not, but that's what my mind goes to. And then boom, Battle Spirit Saga, coming spring 2023 with official cash prize tournaments. Now this is what I think will change the industry. For the longest time, card games haven't, like, outside of like the Magic Pro Tour and the Flesh and Blood calling, like, it's very rare to see cash prize tournaments. And the examples I just gave there are from Western companies. It's very extremely rare to see cash prizes from the likes of Konami, Bandai, and Bushiroad. So the fact that this is in their announcement, like, this is to me is a mission statement. This to me says we are very much targeting that hardcore, play for money, make it a job type of game. And I think you can also cover that from the first words we see of this entire trailer, right? Like, we get some cards and then it's a new competitive physical card game. Like, boom, straight in with the competitive. You pair that with the cash prize. I think it makes it very clear what Bandai's intentions are with this game. Spring 2023, so we've got a lot of time to learn this game, start theory crafting. I mean, honestly, they have 14 years of cards to pull from, so people worrying about creativity, I guess that's kind of out the window, because again, they have 14 sets to pull from. No, 14 years worth of sets, I should say, not 14 sets. Because I think, like, one of the Gundam Seed starter deck was like starter deck 50, which, that's nuts, right? Could you imagine being at 50 starter decks? Well, Battle Spirits is that, and I know I've mentioned the crossover, but a lot of this is new IP as well, so that's really awesome. Like, I'm all for new IP thriving in this world. It's great that Bandai have the licenses to One Piece and Digimon and Dragon Ball and Gundam, but man, it's nice to see what Bandai can do when they have their when they're not beholden to a licensing IP, right? Like, it's just cool, and I'm really excited for it in terms of that, because we know some of the frustrations that come with being restricted to a license. We know that. We've discussed it on the channel, and so I'm very excited to see where this goes. The teasers of the cards in the background has me very excited, but that's not all, folks. There is a website which we are going to break down right now. It's still pretty bare bones. Obviously, the game was just announced today. I can imagine this is going to be updated with how to play videos, CG videos. I mean, just look at that dragon. That dragon is so cool. I don't know what's going on with its face. It's ugly, but it's beautiful at the same time. New competitive card game from Bandai coming spring 2023. Again, this competitive nature being hammered home, just being like, guys, it's one you're going to want to play. World of Battle Spirit Saga. We've obviously just gone over the trailer that we've just covered. What is Battle Spirits Saga? A brand new card game from Bandai based on the long-running Battle Spirits trading card game. After 14 years and over 60 booster sets in Japan, Battle Spirits is finally reborn for a competitive card game player around the world. So, yep, they're even acknowledging that there was a Battle Spirits initial run in the West, but obviously it didn't do so hot. But now they've repackaged it. They've come 60 sets later. They're like, yo, we've got you. It's going to be competitive. There's going to be cash prizes. This is a game you're going to want to play. And also, like, who knows? I'm expecting some probably good high rarity chases. I mean, look at what Bandai have been doing, right? You got the Digimon SPRs. You've got the Dragon Ball SPRs, the Digimon Alt Art, the One Piece Alt Art, man. Like, everything Bandai do right now is kind of fire. And so I expect nothing less from Battle Spirit Saga. So use cores to play Spirit, Nexus, and Magic cards as you take on your opponent. Are you ready for a revolutionary card game experience? Yes. Yes, I am. And then we get to the creme de la creme. So what are we getting when this game launches? We have 4 starter decks. We have red, we have purple, we have white, and we have yellow. You know for a fact I'm 100% getting all of these. Maybe Bandai will send us them. Who knows? We'll talk about that in the future. But I'm very intrigued in the white deck. I think, to me, that speaks most to who I am as a person. Like, give me a giant mecha style thing. I'm going to play with it. Don't care if it's meta. It's a robot. I want to go smashy smashy in my robot. Yellow seems to be angels from what I gather. Purple seems to be those undead looking awesome guys. We saw Dread Knight in the trailer. And then red seems to be dragons / worms. I'm sure we'll find out in due course. And of course, what comes alongside decks, of course, it's the main set. So Battle Spirit Saga, Booster Pack 1 with the main CG dragon on it. I really hope Bandai bring back, like, CG trailers for card games. Like, I remember Konami fondly doing this when I was a kid and seeing trailers for the latest Yu-Gi-Oh set with really bad CG, but it was cool. And I really hope Bandai can bring that back and just be like, here's the new generation. Like, look at this crazy 5-headed dragon. Or here's this mech that is actually 8 mechs combined into one, Scott. Just for you, baby. Let's go. But I'm very excited as someone who loves playing card games, as someone who loves exploring new things, as someone who is very much favor of everything that comes out of Japan, just because they have such a unique, fast-paced style to them. All I can say is I'm very excited. And yeah, they mentioned Battle Spirits will support official cash prizes tournaments. So what this means to me is, obviously they're going to announce the regulations later, but take a PPG or a Living Realms here in the UK or or any tournament organizer or like shop can offer cash prizing, whereas in other games like Dragon Ball and Digimon, it's strictly prohibited, and the way people get around that is by offering alternatives. So you'll see it like the YCSs and stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh! They'll offer equivalent of what a cash prize can be, so you can get a PS5, a Nintendo Switch, whatever. Those will be the prizes, and that's kind of the workaround for cash prizing. But no, this seems to be, from what I can tell, yep, it's going to be cash prizing. Not cash equivalent, it's going to be cash prizing. I'd be very sad if they do pull the rug and say it's cash equivalent. But from what I gather from these announcements, from just the brief conversations I've had behind the scenes, it seems like this is very indicative of cash prizing. Then we've got the regions it's going to be available in. So in North America, standard. Europe, standard. Latin America, nice to see the support there. And Oceania, yep. What I want to know is, like, if we have cards, like, could a Japanese or, like, Asian players play as long as they match the set and have translations available? Because if it's the same card stock, same artwork, then I'm kind of not against that. I think having a truly global player base is really nice. We've seen that with Digimon, like Japan and the West kind of coming together to play the game is one of my favorite things to see about Digimon card game. And then yeah, like I would love if Japanese players who play Dragon Ball would be able to play with us. Like, I think that's something. I know why it can't happen, but it's the one thing I really wish for more than anything for Dragon Ball Super card game is that they could release it in Japan. Like, it's so weird that that doesn't happen. And then we've got the social medias, so the Facebook and the Twitter. Guys, I've linked the Facebook in the description below. Let's get that to over 100 likes in its first day. Can we do that? I'm sure we can. And then, of course, Bandai Namco, the parent company, and Bandai is the company. Huge news in terms of what it means to be a card game player. Post the pandemics, post the Magic Tour being, like, absolutely ruined. On the heels of what Flesh and Blood are doing. And yeah, I'm honestly so excited. And then the last thing I want to touch upon is, whilst Battle Spirits itself is its own IP, there's a good chance we're going to be getting crossovers. And what do I mean by that? I've mentioned it in the video already. we've got Digimon. So while in the dark areas of Digimon, between I guess there were other variations of the Digimon card game, but the one that most people know is the Hyper Colosseum style Digimon card game. Between that and the rebooted Digimon card game that we're loving and playing today, the Battle Spirits got a few sets, and I think there was Crimson Mode Gallantmon, whatever its actual name is. Is it Best Mode? I think it might be. Or Dukemon, sorry. Or Dukemon as well, right? I prefer Gallantmon. But yeah, like his whole thing where he was red and it was beautiful, and they had sleeves of that. Those were my favorite sleeves that I ever received, and they came from Battle Spirits. But what I really do love about the crossover is, I think I saw that they did a crossover with Evangelion, which, if you know me, I love Evangelion. That's not a surprise. It's got mechs in it. But genuinely, I think it's one of the, like, honestly, it's a cultural touchstone that I think people in the West don't really like. I don't think enough people give it like the credit it deserves. Studio Ghibli gets all the love, and rightly so. They're fantastic, but like Evangelion, like genuinely, that show messed me up, and then the movies messed me up, and like what it means and stuff. It's. I'm not a religious person, but that show is really interesting. Um, Maybe I'll make a video on it one day. And then of course Gundam, like my baby's first mecha, right? Like I got into this, and again it's mecha is super interesting because yes, it's a robot go burr, but the political intrigue side of things, like if you read past the face value, you can pull some really interesting um messages from what it actually means and stuff. There's actually a really great series on YouTube regarding like the Gundam retrospective. I can't remember the guy's name who's doing it, but if you type in Gundam retrospective, he really does get into the nitty gritty, breaks down the themes as well as the plots, and like I think it's a really good experience. So for people who might not want to go back and watch old Gundam because the animation isn't super great, but you can still get the themes and then understand what leads into like orphans and seed and stuff. Like I think there's a lot to love about Gundam, and if Battle Spirits can bring Gundam card game back, and like there seems to be a very big push for Gundam this year and going into next year with like Gundam Evolution, SD Grid Gunman, Gundam the like chibi but actually super addictively fun game that just got a demo. There's also a bunch of other projects in the work for Gundam. Like, if we get like if next year we get to see a crossover with Gundam, I'll be very happy. But put it this way, I would not be surprised if Battle Spirits continues to create Bandai's own Weiss Schwartz essentially. There's a lot of IP they can pull from. Again, they already have the licenses to print card games. I know it's different because like actually having Dragon Ball and Digimon crossover I know is very difficult, but I think if any of them are likely, I think Digimon is very likely to see a crossover in Battle Spirits, and I kind of would love to see Battle Spirits cards in Digimon, but I don't think that would happen. But that's just me rambling about the future now, guys. Honestly, I'm really excited to see where this goes, and given our recent conversations we've had where Dragon Ball is like, where is Dragon Ball? Like, how can you onboard new people? Like, it's a lot of complex mechanics. I really want to see how something like this that is aimed at competitive players has the cash prize to back it up. And it seems quite complex, like, just based on, like, here is the cards. Like, to me, that seems quite daunting, but like, it could be very simple. I'm excited to see how they onboard it and how they pull from 60 sets worth of cards. Because in and of itself, that's a design challenge, right? What do you choose? How do you introduce? Do you just follow the order? Who knows? I'm excited. Guys, what do you think of Battle Spirits? Have you played? Did you play it when it came out first? Have you been following it in Japan? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Scott Sermon. Stay tuned for all things Bandai card games in general, and of course, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.